Hello, today I'm excited to show you one of my favorite flowers, mums. I have 6 different varieties that I have been adding to my landscape. If you want to know the tips on how to grow mums in the garden and how my mums return year after year, please check my prior video where I share those tips. I have the link down below in my description as well. In this video, I will show you the different mums variety in my landscape in a blooming sequence. The first one to bloom in my garden is the chrysanthemum First Lady. This is one of the new additions in my landscape that I planted this spring. It has a very interesting flower shapes in both spoon and quill petals. The petals is about 2.5 inches wide. It is in the shorter size. It's supposed to be about 2 feet tall, but mine is about 1 to 1.5 foot tall. It could be because I didn't put any fertilizer beside the biotone starter when I planted, and mum is known to be a heavy feeders. Beside the petals that look different from other mum variety that I have, I also noticed that may be the thing that caused the First Lady vast life short. The vast life of First Lady may be about 5 to 6 days only before it's look tattered, whereas other variety, they usually last about a couple weeks. The second variety to bloom is Chrysanthemum Homecoming. This is a tall variety that is about 3 feet tall. It is a football type mum, so the flower diameter is about 3 inches wide. I like how the color is changing, starting off with burnished salmon to the soft peach, and then it's progressing to the creamy yellow color. By the end of its age, it will have some brim of pinkish color. I really like the color of the early stage of this soft peach, but it's turned into the creamy yellow very quickly and hard to cut the flower at the stage of this soft peach color. The third variety that is bloom is Chrysanthemum Jessica Louise. I love how the color changes from the blush pink to ivory color. Once they age, the rims of the flower become pinkish purplish color. Can you imagine that this come from the same plants? The first time when I saw it, I was stunned. The flower size is about 2 inches wide. Jessica Louise probably is one of my most favorite mums. Unfortunately, the only downside is it is quite short. It's said about 24 to 36 inches tall, but in my garden I think it's about only 24 inches tall. You still can use it in a small arrangement. It is hard to believe that this is the same plant, right? It is about 2 weeks time different from the earlier video that I showed to you. And this is the third year that they bloom in these spots. The fourth one to bloom is Royal Glamour. This is a new addition that I planted this spring. You can see the flower is more raspberry pink color. And the flower size is a little bit smaller than the Jessica Louise. It is about 1.5 inches in diameter. But stem is much taller. It is about 24 to 30 inches high. This is about 1 week in the vase now. I like the color that changed to be more pink and open more to show the yellow center. But the outer petals still remain this cranberry purplish color. It gives a nice contrast to see when you look on the side of the flowers. The fifth one to bloom is Chrysanthemum Chiffon. I always confuse between mum chiffons and Jessica Louise, but look at the petals, I think this is a mum chiffon. It will start off with pink color, and later on you started to see some yellow in the center. When it's aged into more white with a yellow center. The flower size is about 1.5 inches up to 2 inches wide. Here I have a sequence of how the flower aged. Once it's more aged, it can look very white. Here I have side-by-side comparison between Mom Chiffon and Jessica Louise. Aren't they look very similar? Finally, the last one to bloom is Chrysanthemum Coral Cavalier. It is a football type, Mom, that it is very high. The height is about 36 inches tall. And the flower size can be up to 2.5 inches wide. This variety always makes me nervous because it's always bloom after the first frost. Next year maybe I will stop pinching after the mid-June instead and see what's happened. The flower started off with very orangey color that I really don't like it, but then once I see how they aged, I really loved it because it's aged into more rose to rust color, especially at the periphery or the rims of the petals, and the center is become more butter color. I noticed that the foliage turned into this purplish color at the end of October this year. I don't recall that it has been changing the foliage color like this. I divided and gave this variety to my friend and she planted this spring. She hasn't seen any color changes even though her flowers bloom before mine. Maybe because my plant is 3 years old. I hope it's not because of the lack of some mineral, but the change happened at the end of October, and I have 2 Coral Cavalier that I have planted in 2 different spots. Both of them do the same thing. What about yours? Can you let me know under the comments? Here I compare between 3 different varieties: Homecoming, Royal Glamour, and Coral Cavalier. If you have other variety of hardy mum that you want to share with me, please don't forget to put it under the comments. I would love to have more hardy mum in my landscape. It is such an easy care plant that I just plant with biotone starter and water them, and that's it. I did not do any fertilizer during the season, or sometimes I even forgot to do once a year fertilizer. I don't have any issue with pests. Deer and rabbits don't touch them. It have a very long bloom in the garden from September until frost, and they also have a very long vase life except for First Lady Mum that I mentioned earlier. If you like this video, please don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye!